Like I said, I was just sitting here, and I guess the download just came to me. It's just as quick as it was just sitting there. It just came that quick, and with it coming that quick, what I realized, I seen 1025. Now October 25th, if I'm not mistaken, I had a cousin that was born on that day. Her name was Nisi. I'm not sure if Nisi's last name was Willis or not. However, my cousin Antonio Willis, I see why you been pissed off and why you went over there and you was like, okay, I'm going to go to Seattle, whatever the case may be. Because shit, I would be mad at Georgetta too because it's like the funeral arrangements of having it to be done and you didn't get that money because it's like someone is putting the pieces together. Georgetta, you flawed as fuck putting all these insurance policies on all these people. I really hope they dig and investigate on every person that passed away and you done collected money on, as well as military benefits, which leads me to see that there's a connection that you have with the military that's supposed to have been had some kind of secret to it, which lead me to understand because Carla had beef with Nisi off the strength because she had mentioned years ago, oh, I don't deal with Nisi because she stole my identity, my social security, and she messed my credit up. However, y'all all used to do that. Trishana, Tanya, Stacy, Shell, however you want to call them. All y'all used to be in that scamming shit. Keitra, Keela, Angela, all y'all. Like I said, I'm leaving no grave unturned. Now, Johnny Luter, I'm highly disappointed. Yahweh and all that is not going to save you, baby. Because it's like if you don't have a heart attack because you about one steak away from dying anyway, big baby. And that ain't got nothing to do with me. And then you going to have the audacity to try to reach out to the folks that you know over there in Hawaii, the Samoans, to try to work against me. However, gladly enough, they got enough common sense to understand, like, hold on, I don't know what they said, you know what I'm saying? And I know they call, like, kids the black kids that are born to Samoans, that I don't know what's the name of it, but it basically lets you know that the child is mixed with black or Samoan or something like that. And it's like a conversation going on about that. However, somebody's going ahead and clap back for what somebody did years ago. And it's going to lead to, like I said, too many cases. And it's like, y'all having insurance policies not only on me since a kid. I know for a fact you put that insurance policy on the rest of my kids as well. So all those policies adding up is making sense to me now, like looking at it like, damn, why Tony was being so hateful, mean, and all this stuff. And I ain't did nothing to this man. And it was just like, oh, it makes logical sense because it's like discovering all these bodies that y'all done dropped to get this insurance money for is fucking ridiculous. And then it's like, on top of that, I knew for a fact that there was money due to me when I turned 18 and I had my first kid, because she was like, oh, well, you're gonna have to figure out something, because she knew she couldn't get financial aid no more for school. And then on top of that, they was kicking her off of food stamps and Section 8, whatever the case, whatever benefits she was getting, she couldn't get it because I had my first child, because she was trying to convince me to abort my first child, Ayana. Like, when I say she was trying to convince me to abort my first child, she tried to convince me to give my child up for adoption, like all kind of crazy nonsense when it came to Sheila, right? Now, when it came to it, used to be a club called Oasis back in Lawton, Fort Sill. Okay, if they didn't go to the Gunner Club, they was at the club Oasis, which was ran by two soldiers that came up with the money to open up that club in Lawton. And it was ran, I just remember the guy's name was Rico, but I also remember the man Garcia. Like, I don't know what happened to Garcia to this day. Like I said, every time, like when I was with Garcia, I was always protected, I was always safe, I was dressed up nice or whatever. But I just remember this day, big ass dude came to the door and came and got him, and I think he was just getting off of work or whatever. They try to say that he AWOL. That man ain't AWOL. Y'all did, Sheila did something. She had some kind of involvement with Garcia way back in the day. I want to say that's like a cold case. If y'all been trying to look for, the last name is Garcia. He went AWOL from Lawton, Fort Sill. Okay. If he had the address, if I'm not mistaken, he had the address of her. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he was from, I want to say Medellin, Colombia. He was either from Colombia or Venezuela, one of the two. But I remember he went missing. Like I said, James and James and Scabby. James Marsh was one of my abusers as a kid. Sheila used to get paid at least $600, if not more, for me as a kid whenever she would give me off. That leads me to go figure out Great Plains area and Johnny Cooks, which leads you to doctors and stuff like that at Comanche Memorial. Now, if we fast forward to now, like I said, I have a Uncle Tony Tony Vasquez, which is married to Sarah Ann, which is one of Lavinia Brooks' sisters, which was Aunt May, which she died. I want to say she died last year, if not a couple years ago. Now, the Adams family. Now, if I gotta get on to y'all, Dee Dee, Shag, and the rest of y'all about this, it's gonna open up a whole bunch of cases about y'all, what y'all got going on. Now, trying to assume that I'm incompetent is gonna be the least of it, because they're gonna be like, damn, your memory is so intact. How do you remember that? I can remember every fucking place that y'all took me. I remember the time that y'all pushed me out of the fucking car and I kept rolling and rolling. I remember I blacked out after that. I don't remember what, and I remember waking up and I had like a big ass thing on my face, because they was like, you can't touch that, you can't touch that. They was just, mind you, I'm an autistic kid, so I didn't know, as a kid at that time, but it was like, I remember being bandaged up, and then it was like my hair looked way completely different than what it was back in the day. And now, with that being said, it was just like she put a perm and it made my hair break off. It made my hair fall off. Like, it basically changed my identity of how I would look to people, because it did come on the news. And I remember being at a Texaco and they was trying to rush me out of the corner store because somebody started asking questions and they was like, wait, is that her? Is that her? I remember that shit as a kid, but I just had to leave that on here. But I'm going to come back to the messages about what's going on here currently in the energy, because it's starting to make sense why everybody's all connected. And especially with these motherfuckers at this text group, they about to have their meeting today, Saturday. So they Facebook group, they having a community group at one of their business offices. It's not going to be in the community, so they having people come out the community to meet at a lodging station or something like that, just to throw y'all off. But it's not thrown off. All right. Let's set the